Evenveil.
We're gonna interview it.
We're gonna review it.
Yeah, it's better.
So we all watched it. There's also behind the scenes that we all watched.
Yeah.
Directed by Sam R. Balcom. Balcom. So
Is he a well-known name or nobody?
not super.
There wasn't
Hold
a ton
on,
of.
he's not a nobody. It's just a lot of people don't know who he is.
Is
So
this a
wasn't
no
like
name?
a no
background
name.
character?
No, like when I watched the
extra?
behind the
We're
scenes,
talking about indie film market. You can't just be a no name. That's so rude. It's the indie film market.
when I watched the behind the scenes, he was talking like,
Look, we're gonna put this on YouTube. He
I
might find this
know.
video. Be respectful.
I know that like the way he presented himself, it was like people knew him and he's well known.
He's probably been
But
working in the industry,
you're
but
saying
maybe
it's
not on a
yeah,
project
yeah.
like this.
Do you want me to pull up his
That's what
IMDb?
That's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
It almost like
IMDb.
like Love, Death, and Robots. You know, I would consider something like that more indie, even though it's
But it's
on
absolutely
Netflix.
something he could have been working on. You know,
Yeah, and he has other credits of bigger name movies, but he did this.
right?
That's what I meant by
Yeah, like maybe he just worked in editing for other stuff, but this is something he wanted
All
to
right,
make.
let's look at his director's credits when it loads up.
He's made a Metroid short. Oh, okay. Now I gotta watch that.
Okay, so he's got
Wait,
11
go back up.
directing credits.
Go back up. I want to see if he's made the
Wait,
Metroid
a Wonder
one.
Woman short.
Metroid.
Is it already been made?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
I'll
right.
have to watch that then.
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and
let's
watch
look
some
at his
stuff.
directing credits. So the most recent thing is Evenveil. He did Glass Ship before this, Metroid, The Sky Falls, Wonder Woman short. So back in 2013.
I want to see what he's worked on that aren't shorts. Is there
That's
other
all.
stuff?
It looks like. So this is video short.
He's
short,
a writer on
short,
some things. Scroll down to writing
Video
credits.
short. Everything he's done is shorts really. There.
Scroll down to
that he's directed.
to writing.
I
He
got
did-
you.
Okay,
just
so it's
his-
all
just-
his stuff.
I'm telling you, he's a part of the indie market.
Yeah.
He is through and through indie filmmaker.
Okay.
And he does shorts. Okay, that's what he does. So, what was your guys' initial thoughts? Well, first I got to say this film is 100% about the visuals.
Mhm.
All right,
Oh yeah.
100% about the visuals.
Beautiful visuals. I thought the visuals were beautifully well done.
Yeah.
In a, in a time where we have the technology to take a corner of a studio and turn it into a world like this, that's impressive.
Yeah,
and
which,
that's
by
fun.
the
It
way-
feels like Elden Ring.
Yeah, everything was a small, very small, tight space, like a garage somewhere.
It's like Dynamo Dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With a green screen that they just filmed all of these cuts on, and then they built everything, and probably I think a lot of it was Unreal, some of it.
Yeah, they used. He mentioned it, and I just forget what it was called. But yeah, they did some really beautiful stuff in this. Some just impressive visuals, good landscape making, good shots. I think good lighting. Music is really great in this. The sound mixing is top tier.
And there was moments like this one that felt kind of 300-esque.
Yeah.
It was
little
like
bit.
hyper stylized, beautiful, kind of like that. What we're seeing right here, It was. I really enjoyed that element. It wasn't the whole time,
Yeah.
but there was moments that felt kind of like 300. The way that style is.
Visually captivating. I give him a lot of credit. His stuff like this, it looks great. It looks really good. Now we know, obviously, that a lot of it's not real, but that didn't take away from the visual storytelling.
No.
It's the same with Dynamo Dream. We know a lot of it's not real.
We
can
know
see
all of it's real
a lot of
except
it's-
literally the people.
Yeah, that doesn't take away from visual storytelling. It's in the details. It's in the feeling, right?
Yeah.
Where this short film falls short is storytelling.
Okay. I
It's-
had a big question mark at the end of it.
Storytelling is bad. All of it. Sorry, it's all bad. It's bad. I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me ask you this:
I couldn't.
the world that's in his mind that this samples for us.
Yeah.
Are you interested in the world?
Very interested in
Okay,
this
so
world.
you're interested in the world. You just don't like this sampler he gave us.
No. I don't say that. I'm saying
Not the visual sampler. I'm talking about the character,
the story.
how they presented it,
right.
Whatever.
The main character has no presence on screen. Nothing to make us believe that she is anything.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to? We're supposed to think she is a quester, perhaps a warrior, something of this nature. She has no presence.
No.
None. She, we meet her at the beginning of the film, and she is coming from something, trying to get something, right? And from what they tell us, this is a moment after she's done all of the things she's done in the story.
Yeah.
Right? So where's the weight? Where's where's the things that she's holding in, that she's holding on to, the things she's afraid of?
Yeah.
Where she doesn't have this presence of...
That was the crux. That was how it ended. What are you afraid of?
But she doesn't have this...
What's your purpose?
She didn't have this on-screen presence of being mysterious.
Yeah.
Or being...
Or troubled.
Or troubled.
Yeah. Which
right?
Her character, the way the dialogue's written, she's supposed to be troubled.
Right. But she didn't feel
communicate that.
It's a difference of... How do I put this? It's a difference of how we perceive genders. You know?
Okay.
If you're doing like this, you're not giving us anything, right? You're just introducing the character. The way that we perceive genders with men, generally, men, if he comes into this the way she came into it, we know that there's something.
Okay.
Because we know that historically, men do things and they compartmentalize so that they can keep doing what they have to do, even if it's the worst things imaginable.
Yeah.
Right? So we know there's that presence to them. We don't get that as much with women when it comes to adventuring stuff like this. And then how she presents herself when she is surrounded is the worst.
You mean at the very beginning?
Yeah. Because a man, like say Henry Cavill, in that situation, I'd have been like, he could probably take down a couple of these people. Her weapon's on her back. She doesn't give any indication that she's ready to fight or willing to fight. She doesn't like squeeze the haft of the weapon. There's nothing about her that makes me think she would win or fight in any way.
Yeah. So she's basically is going into this scenario where she's looking for her purpose. She's looking for her destiny. And she's willing to go through whatever to find it, basically. And then she's like wondering what's going on in the middle of her journey,
Yeah.
And then it ends with her coming to a realization, or the fears or the troubles that she came into are now gone, so that she can find her purpose.
In the
or
end,
that the purpose, there is no such thing as a purpose, which that one character showed up.
The ending is the strongest part, where she stands up and she clearly regains something strong, something powerful. But you want a character to go into a situation like this strong and powerful.
Yeah.
They have something in them, right? Some strength. And then in this, kind of tripping backstory, you break them down. You see all the things that they've hidden, that they fear, that they've done, that they regret. And then when they stand up, they have a new, they've regained something new, something more powerful than they had before.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a psychedelic journey. You have to revisit everything to come out on
but it didn't feel like we broke her down.
No.
We
didn't know who she was to break
She
down.
didn't go into it with anything. Male characters on screen without saying anything often deliver a lot of story in their eyes, in their face, in the way that they carry themselves that she didn't.
Do you think it's not so much about like her specifically? Do you think they just put her, like a woman, in a setting that a woman like isn't naturally going to be expected, or because it feels like they put a woman in a situation that fits best for a male character. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like a social justice move. I don't know.
No,
But-
like it's a decision that they made.
Yeah.
They made
Right?
it, but it's the characters, obviously, the way the vibe of the character seems like it would fit, like you're saying, a lot better with a male character, but that's the setting.
As the episode goes on, though, they say that, you know, you do fear things. You are lying.
Yes.
Because you've taken this weapon, you've essentially stolen a destiny that doesn't belong to you, and you have tried to live up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But you know,
From what, though?
but it doesn't ever feel like she does that, like that she's carrying that, right?
So is it more in the acting?
Yeah.
So
casting was a problem?
Number one, it's in perception. The actress does a good job. I never feel like she's like hokey on screen, but she doesn't, like this dude holding the axe.
This feels natural.
It feels natural. I feel gravitas. I feel like there's something mysterious. Who is this man? What is he? You know,
He's made that axis B.
right.
B word. You know?
The other thing, something that you could have characterized her with, the way he walks up holding it makes him look like a warrior. She's carrying it on her back, which makes it look like she's just carrying a weapon. When she walks up at the beginning, she should have been holding it in her hand at her side. Or they make this axe, you see the way it's shaped, right? Almost a yoke. It almost has a yoke-like shape.
right.
If she had been carrying it like a yoke, like a burden, I think I would have believed her character.
Yeah, like a burden. Like, because it's a physical, it's a visual burden.
It's a visual representation of the burden that she's carrying,
which is also
shaped
around this
like a
MacGuffin
yoke.
axe.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got you. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
I just think there's a lot of things that you could have done to characterize her or characterize this character to make it feel like a story that we're jumping into that has weight to it.
True. And I agree with all of your points. I really do. I think that the story's lacking. I needed about probably another 10 minutes from this film or a complete...
you didn't.
No.
I needed another 10
No,
minutes.
you didn't.
Probably.
That's the thing. I'm saying they could have done everything they did, but with...
Well, I was going to say, or a heavy rewrite.
Yeah, with
that's what I was
proper writing. And that's...
Well, as is, I need another 10 minutes.
The guy who
I
worked
need
on
to
this
rewrite.
is very clearly a visual storyteller, right?
100%. That's his strength.
And that seems to be his strength. It's very good. It's beautiful. But his characterization could use some work, and that's not a negative. It's a constructive criticism, I believe. You know,
No, 100%. I don't think... We're not saying this is a bad film.
I want to see stuff like this. I want to see him do more stuff like this
Surrounding the Red Veil lore.
with good characterization.
Yeah, but around this world, around the Red Veil,
Yeah.
around this fallen star that
Yeah.
has this energy power source kind of thing.
Sure.
I think it's a cool
love
world.
it because it feels like Elden Ring. It feels like Dark Souls. You know, I like that kind of stuff. Now, the weapon is stupid. It's the
I thought you would say this.
stupidest weapon.
It's not
No.
functional.
However,
Joshua likes
like
it.
it does look cool, you
I
know.
like it.
It's very unique, but I think
It's unique because no one thought it would be reasonable to do that.
right.
I don't
but-
want another Excalibur.
Right, exactly. I agree. I like axes. If she'd been carrying it like a yoke, it would have characterized the weapon as well as more. Listen,
I hear you. I'm not laughing.
as
I'm
more
laughing.
as
I'm
more
laughing.
than a weapon, because the axe is a character in this.
Yeah,
we
it's
follow it as much as we
100%.
follow her.
Yeah.
It's part of her story, and she's part of it. So you have to characterize your weapons if you're gonna make such a big deal about weapons. You know. Anytime in a book where they describe somebody's weapon, being like, "Oh, he found it in the vales of Norgath, and because he slew a werewolf," and you know, it's like I don't care about nobody. Tell the story. If the story is gonna be about the weapon as well,
Do a better
we need
job.
to know a reason why.
Maybe he's like, I have this crazy world. It's during C word. People were getting sick, right? Everyone's at home. And then he's like, okay, I'm just going to throw together a script and we're going to start production on this crazy visual story.
Yeah.
So it might just be a thrown together script that's like a sliver. You remember when we were kids and we did that little short that was like the Raiders or something?
Yep.
It was based on this idea that I did have in my head, and I thought, let's just film one scene. And it ended up being like a weird off-brand Lord of the Rings. But I was, 10?
Yeah,
I was young.
he needed something to build his world around,
and it was a visual world in his mind for this project.
Yeah, the visuals have stories.
Yeah,
and that's what was most important.
And you can see that. I suggest. Oh, Joshua, you didn't give a lot of thoughts. What were your thoughts?
Sorry.
So I was very confused through most of it. What was happening till that guy showed up and said like, "Oh, you took this burden," and then it made it clear at the end. I think I was too confused through majority of it and only relying on visuals. I wish it was a little bit more clear story. I understand what Wyatt was saying about the character, but that wasn't what I was thinking. I was just thinking I'm too confused through too much of the story, and then it's clear at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't disagree with really honestly either of you, except the fact that I might lean towards praising it a touch more, just because of I see the intention behind it.
Yeah,
and it was all visual, and it seems like that's what this guy.
Oh no. As a short film, I praise the heck out of it. Not a lot of people are doing stuff like this.
People are making short films. It's normally bad.
Yeah, I want to see more stuff like this.
We want to see more of your world, Sam.
Yeah.
Just get some help on the writing script.
Some
part.
good characterization. Maybe not. My mother made this weapon. A little weird in this medieval world. Women weren't blacksmiths.
And it's okay to cast some dudes.
Yeah,
I think it's all right.
I wanted to know more about that mysterious dude who picks up her axe.
Oh, honestly, he kind of stole the show from me.
I wanted was the dude that she holds the axe to his neck. Was that the same dude later with the sword?
No, different. That was like a kid.
See, I wanted to see. I thought they were the same person initially. I was like,
two different people.
I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if she's like helping this dude and then he's evil?
So this is the guy she held the axe to. This is the guy she sees later. And this is the guy who's holding the axe at the end.
Okay.
So like the dark, like the town at night.
Yeah.
Where he's like confronted, he grips the sword. That was this guy. This is the dude at the landscape she's holding the axe to. And he's holding her axe at the end.
Okay.
So Ralph, Gregory, and Nick are Canner and Canner
and Kennar
and Kennar.
Interesting.
The Vagabond. And Finlome.
I like that.
You like Finlome?
Finlome or Finlome?
Finlome? Probably Finlome, honestly. 1 out of 10. Let's do it. And then we'll wrap this puppy.
5.
5?
I had to give it 5.
I'm going to give it a 6. I'm super surprised by what they did in their garage.
Look, all 5 of those points go towards
Visuals.
every good thing about this.
Yeah.
Right? The 5 that it misses is because of the story, because of characterization, not the story. The story seems like it has some weight, like it's got some interesting stuff in there. Kind of tropey, but that's okay. Good tropes tell good stories. That's what I always say. You guys have heard that from me.